Alright, I'm going to use my screen recorder and try to get a smaller file so I can upload this. I wanted to elaborate just a little bit on why the jury didn't hear everything, because I know that's tripping a lot of you up. You don't understand why, if a man did this and he went to trial, then why wouldn't it all be discussed? The reason is because when it went to trial, they only tried him for what he did to Roberta Laws. Everything that he did to Mary Barone was then shelved, locked away, and they said I could pursue charges against him if I wanted to, but they were not going to. And so when it went to trial, the only thing they talked about was what happened to Roberta. If it had gone to trial again, if I had pushed it, then they would have talked about what happened to me, and y'all would have all of that information. I didn't push it because I didn't care. I wanted it over. I figured he was going to prison for life for what he did to her. It didn't matter what he did to me. People have been treating me like garbage my entire life. I no longer cared about justice for myself. I was happy enough that Roberta got justice, that he was in prison for what he did to her, and I was trying to just leave it at that. So the reason that the juries did not hear what he did to me, what he confessed doing to me, what he admitted to, they didn't hear long conversations. They didn't see emails where so he had a girlfriend of 10 years. They had been together, right? And then suddenly he starts going on dating websites with a completely made up name, made up backstory, made up everything to lure in mentally ill women. And he was seeking out specifically mentally ill women, women that he thought were disabled enough, like she was, that he could be in control of them. And I had posted a dating ad stating that I had schizoaffective disorder, which at the time, that's what they had diagnosed me as. My aunt has told y'all that my mental illnesses didn't even come up until after the murder, but that's not true. I first tried to kill myself at 19, and they put me on medication for bipolar, and I had been in and out of the mental hospital since then, about 5 years. A lot of what you're hearing from my family is lies. They believe I lied about them, and so they're lying about me to get even. I didn't lie. I just remember things differently than they do, because I was taken away from the situation and given another viewpoint. It's easier to see abuse if you're removed from it and then looking back on it. My grandparents would take me away, and then they would take me right back and leave me back with them, and I knew what it was going to be like every week. I got to see both lives, and it made me remember what actually happened a little more clearly than my family. My aunt believes that she went through all of this, so why can't I? We've had women in this family has been beating down our women for generations, and I'm the only one that's decided to talk about it. I'm the only one, I guess. And that's okay. It doesn't change the truth. It doesn't change the facts. Y'all say you've gone over this case over and over and over again, but you haven't, because you only have half of the story. You're only looking at the case of what he did to Roberta Laws. You're not looking at what he did to Mary Barone, and you're not getting those stories. You're not believing them. You're not listening to them. And my aunt says that the only reason I'm not in jail is because of a $50,000 lawyer. I never had a lawyer. There was no $50,000 lawyer. That's a lie. Just like there was no morphine abortion. That doesn't even make sense. That's not how morphine works. It's not how abortions work. It's not how bodies work. I'm just so tired of the lies, and I want to clear them up, and I can't because they're coming from people who supposedly know me, but nobody really knows me. I'm not close with my family, with any of them. The only one I was close to was my grandmother. The only one who knew me was my grandmother. My aunt never knew me. She always hated me, and she never got to know me. My family never knew me. None of them. But y'all are going to continue depending on them for the best information about me. They don't know me.